Hello everyone. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, everything looks fine as I wanted to check the voice quality as we had a problem during the previous live stream. Thank you for joining today. We are going to look at a summary of what may happen. We are going to look at a summary of what may happen today during FOMC. As we all know, the market didn't move for approximately 2 weeks, and the focus was all on CPI data, the US CPI data, and the FOMC that is after 5 hours from now. So yesterday, the US released the data for the inflation rate. We can see that the inflation rate came out lower than expected. It was one of the scenarios. It was very interesting considering that inflation rate came out as 7.1% from 7.3 that was expected. It was very low compared to the previous month that it was 7.7. And as we can see also below, consumer price index for food and energy came lower as well. So what is this indicating to us? Overall, this is showing to us that the US economy is recovering when it comes to inflation rate. On the other hand, they are not slowing down at all for the growth, and we are having very good data when it comes to employment rates as well. So how can this impact the market overall and what we may expect from the US front? So today we have Fed interest rate decision, interest rate monetary policy statement, economic projection, and the press conference from Powell. So everyone already knows that Fed is going to slow down with the increase in the interest rate. So this is something that everyone already knows, is an old news. They said and repeated this several times. What we have to be careful right now is because many setups, configurations that we can see on the USD related pairs are showing very clear bullish sign, or let's say that they are positioned to move against USD. The problem is that these are very clear right now, and in my opinion, we have to be very careful. It's not good at all when all the market is positioned on the same side. So it doesn't make sense at all for us to be bullish or bearish at the same time. That is why what we need to be careful. What it makes sense, on the other hand, is the problem how Fed is going to interpret the economic data right now. Thank you very much to all the guys to the guys that are joining right now. Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. What we have to be careful is how Fed is going to release this type of news. So we have two important data. The first one, inflation rate came out for the second time lower than expected. We are having the economic growth that is still very stable, so it is not under the expectations, so it is not slowing down at all. And also the employment rate is getting higher again, so it's very solid overall. And at the end of the day, what we all need is higher salaries, higher job positions, and also economic growth. As long as inflation is slowing down, all of these three are very important. The only concern that I'm looking at right now is because probably Fed may share the information related with the slowdown on the inflation rate, but if they is going to point out these three topics that I mentioned above, probably we may face a stronger dollar that can move on the opposite side of the market. So everyone is expecting for a weaker dollar, but we may face a stronger dollar. At the end of the day, Powell and FOMC, they already had the opportunity to make the USD dollar, but to make the USD very weak, but they didn't do it before. So I don't think that they will make it weaker right now. So let's see what may happen as well. Just one moment. The first one that I want to share with you is the dollar index. Let's see what is happening. On the daily chart, we have seen this several times that we are on a broken trend right now. Overall, the price is actually positioned on the bearish side and it can continue lower. However, from this point, we are not looking at any type of correction that probably the market will take a clear position before the price moves down. What is also a bit strange, if you are going to look at right now, in the way how the price is moving down, this is creating the probability for a type of falling wedge pattern. If that is going to be true, the chances will be high that we can see any correction before the price moves down. Let's break it down on the lower time frame. It will be very interesting. And here it was the yesterday movement. Just one moment. On the 1 hour, probabilities were very high, as I also explained during the previous time, for the price to bounce above this pattern and to rise up to the top of the structure. This was one of the scenarios. And the second one, because all of this move was created during the CPI data, the second one was the breakout and the bearish continuation move. So for the moment, we are going to face the speculation related with the FOMC decision. What is a bit strange right now that we have to be careful is that the pattern, despite the fact that we have a new structure low, and from the technical perspective, it should continue to move down, we have to be very careful because we may face speculation from Fed. And with speculation, we may see the price to bounce at this point and it can rise further again. So it has chances to happen. However, from this pattern, we can see only bearish movement for the moment. The other part that I see, the problem with the wedge pattern that we may face, I'm going to delete this. This is a scenario that we should not anticipate, but it is likely possible that it can happen. This is the possible move. Look at how the price was stopped close to this area here. This is showing strong resistance, strong support, sorry, on the lower side. So if price is going to bounce, it may test the top of this pattern again. So everything is really confusing at this moment. We are facing bullish and bearish development at the same time. That is why the market is just doing up and downs during these moments. So let's move on the next one, Euro USD. As we have seen, Euro USD price is just rising at this point. It looks very interesting how the price is actually developed and what we may face here. So we all can see that this pattern is very clear at this moment. So considering that we have also FOMC and everyone knows the news, the problem is that everyone is expecting for the price to move up again. The problem that I see is that is this price going to move up to rise further up to the second structure because we are close to this one, or probably we may see only a fast speculation before the FOMC and after that the price can dump at this moment. From technical perspective, everything is looking bullish for related to the data that we actually have now. We have the pattern, we have the breakout, and in normal conditions, I don't think that we want something better like than that. So everything is the problem that is related with the data and the market how FOMC is going to release the news during the press conference. So it's crucial that moment. Another point that we have to be careful related with FOMC today is related with the economic projection. So if they are going to make any change for the interest rate projection for 2023, it may increase the chances for a stronger dollar. It means that during September they increased the interest rate projection for 2023 up to 4.65, and if they are going to increase this again, it means that they have intentions to increase the interest rates more for 2023. This is why it can be interpreted as a strong bullish signal for the dollar. This is why this is also one of the moments that we have to be careful as well. However, we just have to know, but we can't anticipate this type of news at all. It's very difficult. And also, in my opinion, if we are going to jump in the trade right now for EURUSD, in order for us to trade the bullish run, probably we can face higher spreads because the brokers are going to increase the spread from 1 pips, let's say. Probably we can face spread that may be also 20-30 pips in some brokers. Many brokers tend to do those dirty moves. On the other hand, we can face also any fast sell-off. So overall, it can be a good trade, but it can be also a type of gambling at this moment. So in my opinion, just stay out at least until everything will be more clear and you can trade after the press conference. This is Australian dollar and US dollar. I shared this yesterday. It was very interesting. I shared this pattern just for fun to show how the market was showing instability. The market is showing overall that, considering that we are having all of these patterns that are creating this mess up and downs, it means that everything is just in correction and the market is not in a clear price direction. I'm going to delete this and we can see what we may face. So I was looking at for a potential 5-wave movement during the previous time and the probability for the 5th wave correction at this point. Considering how the price is actually completed during these moments, the chances are that probably we can be in the 5th point completion where it was before, 0.69 approximately, or we may see a small extension at this moment for the 5th wave. However, on the 4 hour we are looking at for the bullish move, so what we may expect overall is an ABC correction, but we are far away from that move right now. And if we are going to look at the pattern that is being created right now, is this pattern here. It looks very interesting. The price is just contracting. Look at the contraction that is happening. Every time that the price is moving higher, it is getting this type of contraction near the top if we are going to extend the lines. That is why we have to be very careful. If we are going to look at from the pattern perspective why it was very complex and it was also a bull or a bear trap that we may see yesterday, it was this part here. I'm going to label all of this one by one and we will see what I was looking at. The first one was the potential for this pattern. It was very big overall, and this was the potential for this bigger pattern. Most of the time, this is the potential right shoulder development. It is called potential because it is not a completed pattern at all. The pattern completion comes when the price breaks down this neckline and it moves lower. However, it was not that easy. This was completed later. We had also another pattern that was developing here at this moment. You can call it whatever you want, it doesn't matter. If you may call it head and shoulder or something else. What I see is that the price was showing up and downs, and all of this was creating many corrections, many problems. So the price was not moving up, but it was neither moving down as well, everything. And on this part of the structure, the supposed right head and shoulder, we had another pattern. So all of these most of the time are very risky, but we can never anticipate in advance. Everything is very risky when the price creates this type of move. Look at the small pattern, how it was created here. And on the other hand, we have another variation of a head and shoulder pattern. I'm not taking in consideration the long candle here. And we can see the next one. So it was looking very clear at this moment that price was going to move down from this point for the bigger head and shoulder and also the smaller one. That is why all of this was very confusing. It was not clear at all. And during the news event, the price exploded. It was just a bigger pattern that was showing up and down movements all the time. In my opinion, we just have to stay out for the moment. Everything is not looking clear at all, as we may see. If this zone here is going to stop the price to increase more at this point, we may see the price to come down again. So these are very complex scenario overall, and we may face this type of correction here. So price can move down at this point. The moment that we may see the price to rise from where it is actually right now will be only if we are going to see any type of volume above 0.69, and after that we may see any bullish continuation move. Until that moment, I think that it gets very, very risky to trade this pattern. So let's see what is going to happen. Just 1 minute. One of the guys is asking about crypto market. Yes, I will share also the question. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. The next one is gold that we are looking at. I have shared this also during the previous time, and look at what we are facing. The first movement was a 5-wave move. I was looking for the end of the third wave, the fourth wave correction, and the fifth wave move up. How the price is actually developing here. So as we can see on the smaller part of the structure, we didn't get the fifth wave at the top, but probability is showing that the third wave expanded at this moment, and the price is moving up for this small fifth wave. If this is going to rise more, we don't know yet if this is the fifth wave or the wave that we are looking at right now. It will complete the fifth wave in blue, the fifth wave in black, and the bigger third wave in red. After that, the price may come down again for the fourth wave in red. However, this is getting more complex right now. It is not that easy how it looks like. The problem with gold is the same as we are looking at with the currencies that are related with the USD dollar. On the top of this pattern, we can see this triangle pattern. So let me delete this for a moment. and here we have this breakout. So the chances are, considering the pattern, that probably the price should continue higher. However, considering that after the breakout that happened yesterday during FOMC, during CPI data, we may see that price was in correction more than 24 hours. It means that the chances are for both moves, for the bullish move, but also for the bearish move. As you can see, the market is not moving at all. Probably everyone is a bit skeptic about the bullish move, considering that everyone knows what may happen and everyone is waiting for the FOMC. So that is why we need to be very, very careful, because the fifth wave can be completed also at this point. Everything gets very risky today, so in my opinion, I wouldn't suggest at all to jump on USD trades. But these are the scenarios that we may face as well. One is the completion, one is the continuation, so they are both in critical areas. Because price is out of the pattern right now and it is just waiting for Powell to come out and to speak. So let's see how the price will develop. The next one that I'm actually looking at is also S&P 500. Price is coming down at this point. We can see that we have the Z correction down and it is rising at this moment. The problem is that during the CPI data for S&P, we can see that price broke out from the top of the structure and it is not moving at all. So everything came down again. So everyone closed profits, market came down, no one wants to trade. It means that the market volume is very, very low. What we are exposed right now? We are exposed to this type of conditions. Probability is very high that we may see this type of formation. One moment, for this megaphone pattern, these chances are very high considering how the price actually respected the upper part of the structure. So look at how the price didn't move above the pattern. And we have also the resistance line that is coming from above. So overall, this is getting very tricky. At this moment, I can't say that this is a buy opportunity or this is a bearish opportunity, because both of these moves can happen. Price can come down, it can come down for the E wave, and it can bounce up again. It can bounce up in any bullish hope, and after that we may see the failure down. So it can create this scenario, but it can also create the scenarios with the bullish continuation move strong or the bearish continuation move strong. So there are too many scenarios that US 500 is facing right now, and we can not trade at all at this point. If you want just to jump in this trade as aggressive trading approach, that I don't suggest at all, you can buy at this point and the stops should be below the previous low or the bottom of this pattern here. So it's the only way how you can trade. For the sell, you should place the stop loss above this trend line, but in my opinion, both these decisions are very aggressive and I don't suggest at all. So better stay out for this way of trading, considering that the price is just expanding and this is showing that the market is not clear at all about the next move. So just stay out, in my opinion. We are going to have better trading opportunities during the coming days. So let's see. One of the guys is asking in the chat about WBT or WhiteBIT token. Yes, I can share it in a minute. I'm looking, sorry. I'm looking at for this token since a long period of time. I explained also during the previous live stream that it was 3 days ago about this token. Price tested an old resistance area, support area, sorry, as we can see. This is a scenario that I have shared several times right now. As you can see, the lowest low was at 4.1. In my opinion, the chances are very high that probably the price created the bottom at this point. It can be one scenario. Considering all the problems that the crypto market faced and this token during FTX began the correction from 5.4 to 4.1, it means that in this area we have a very strong accumulation zone. And the bounce that happened yesterday that we can see here, it was not small at all. It was 21% from the bottom. So it was a very good move, as you can see. I think that we have two chances here. The first one is a buy at market, or a minimum you can buy down to 4.6. And the second one, if Powell is going to make any type of speculation and if price is going to come down, it can test the bottom and it can rise again later. This come in line with the volume that is growing. So I don't think that anyone will give up from this token right now, considering that it's very volatile how it moves. I really like it. And you can buy with two parts. The first one, 4.6. I really like this zone that the price was for several hours here. And you can place also any potential buy close to the bottom if price is going to do any speculation. In this way, at least you are going to have an average price that will be near the middle of the pattern of this structure here. So let's see. In my opinion, I think that it's a very good token. We did very good profits when I shared it. The first move was 270%, so I'm expecting approximately the same move. I really like this token, how it created the previous time, these waves, and it can continue in the same way again. Actually, this token, as I have repeated also during the previous time, is listed in WhiteBIT broker, in Huobi broker, and also in MEXC exchange. So the volume is growing a lot with these brokers, and the chances are high that it can rise more. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream for today. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button for more future content. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye bye.